Hello guys, and welcome to the tutorial series. We'll be starting with Paragon Sevarog. Now I'm starting with this particular character because I need this in my current project at the AE. So let's begin. For this we'll close and open the project again, so we'll get back to the start level, default start level. Now I've already gone down to the library and imported Paragon Sevarog. You should do that if you haven't done that already. It should be right here, add to project, and make sure you pick the right project, and it should be ending up as a folder over here. So if you click on that, the effects is just for all the particles that are in there. It might be dependent on our characters, so yeah. Characters, heroes, Sevarog. That's where all the cool stuff is. Now I don't think we'll be ever delving into this stuff. Like, this is all assets. Now these two are the most important things, but to my knowledge the character blueprint is quite incomplete. So so is the animation blueprint, because I don't see a whole lot of states in there. It's just, is attacking, is accelerating. Let's just try this one out, shall we? I don't want to check this out. I'm just going to okay, anyway, I'll save it and then I'll revert it. That should all the, yeah, because I don't want it to like be resetting anything. Anyway, now there's one thing I didn't quite like. It's that we don't need these shoulder pads that indicate like he's a knight of the undead or something. I'm just going to go look for these shoulder pad, and these are all like, it's a really good naming convention because it tells you accurately what it refers to. So in this case, shoulder pad. So if you just do this, you should be able to see the change in there. Yeah, now it looks a lot cleaner. And if we put him in a dark environment, it won't look like he's a knight. It's like more of a scary killer assassin type. Yeah, you get the idea. If it doesn't reflect in any of your animation or character blueprints, then it's quite possible we cannot edit it from the skeleton directly, so we'll have to do that during runtime. We'll just have to like set the scale for the bones to 0, but that's just for another time. So we'll just go into Sevarog player character. Now we'll just, since we're starting from the scratch, let's just make our own. Just go into your own project. So for this case, I'm using the Edgewalker for my project. I'm going to blueprints, character. You don't want the naming to be too long, but in this case I'm just going to risk it, because at times if it gets too long, Unreal won't be able to help save your stuff, because the name's like bigger than what the save path allows. Yeah, that's as simple as it sounds. Yeah, so we're going to go in the blueprint class. I think we're going to make it a character. I'm not really sure, character or pawn. I think I'll just go with a character. But wait, I think a character comes along with camera, so we'll just, anyway. Sevarog Care BP, that should name fine. Yeah, we don't have a camera component, that's good to know. We'll just go into mesh, add Sevarog. Yeah, I think we'll go with the blood red. So by default it's like a bit off, so I'm just going to adjust it such that it's normal. So for that you can go into one side and lower him to a point where it matches. See, these are just cloth, so you don't want them to intersect with the ground, so you can either increase the height of your capsule component. That should be fine, so I'll just round that to a good number, say 150, and I'll just lower the mesh further so it doesn't hit the ground. I think it still is bigger than the capsule. Nah, I think it's, yeah, that, there you go, it's perfect. Since we're only going to be interacting, our player character is supposed to be much shorter than this guy, so it's possibly doesn't quite like it's fine if we put him in the air a little, and if the capsule doesn't cover his entire height, it's fine, because it's just the width that matters to us. Capsule, just the width, so it's barely bigger than the torso. So since the arms are out, we're going to be adding separate colliders for each of those to tell if the player's getting hit. That's for a later video. Yeah. So the mesh is down here. See, this arrow component states that that's the front side of the character. So we're going to just, by default, all the characters you are going to find are going to be rotated 90 degrees. So you just have to adjust it. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, so we can just put this character up in the level for now, and it's gonna just stand there and do nothing. Look how our camera hits it. That's because the camera is also like yeah, that's because we made it a character. That's our camera has these collision profiles, so if it finds a character mesh in there, it's going to hit it. So that's why it's going to stay over here if you get too close. Since that's done, this is like a small, yeah, the next piece is you're going to add an animation blueprint. Now I think Sevarog skeleton, yeah, that's the one. Now this is a pretty important piece, because if we're making a character that's got a whole lot of animations for attack, melee and stuff like that, you're gonna want to put that in the animation blueprint and just call those stuff from the character blueprint. That makes things a lot cleaner, because it's just like an interface to what this character does. And this is, yeah, I mean this one. This is how the character affects. So we're just going to go into mesh and select our Sevarog and MVP, the one we just created. Since we do not have anything in there for now, we're just going to put an idle animation to play in there, so it feels like this guy is just sitting there like a sentry. Look how he's posed. Yeah, that's much better. And he's also floating in the air. Now you see he's floating so cleanly with his cloth all in the air. We can sort that out with some particles, heavy particles down there. I'm sure they'll be included in the pack. For now, this is all the setup we needed to get started. So I'll see you guys in the next video.